Hospital CCTV cameras captured the moment a huge Taliban bomb exploded on Saturday outside a police compound across the road. It had been hidden inside an ambulance. Over 100 people died. It's just one of the many potential crimes against humanity committed in Afghanistan by many different groups. Now judges at the International Criminal Court are beginning to examine submissions from victims here in Afghanistan. They're deciding whether to authorize an official investigation into war crimes that could see charges being leveled against high-ranking Taliban members, against CIA officials and leading figures in the Afghan government. 32-year-old Samara worked as a cook in an orphanage. She was killed in another suicide bombing by the Taliban in Kabul last July.
زمانی که در تلویزیون اعلان کرد گفت که انتحاری شده، من زود به مادرم زنگ زدم و دیدم که یک پلیس ورداشت موبایل مادر و گفت که ایرم از محل حادثه پیدا کردیم.
Now Samara's 17-year-old daughter Fatima wants the International Criminal Court to bring charges against the Taliban. She's lost faith in the Afghan authorities.
محکمم اگر بیاین فقط در پیش پرده تلویزیون میگن که ما ایرا محکمه میکنیم و بعد از او پس او همون رها میشن. بازم همون امی انفجاری و امی انتحاری امی کشتار و قتل کلش همی چیز بازم همون چیز است.
Fatima says she's not afraid of reprisals.
حمایتم میکرد که فوتبال کنم، گیتار مینواختم، حمایتم میکرد که گیتار بنوازم، در مقابل تمام اقارب و قومم استاد میشد. وقتی که مادرم این همه به خاطر ما کرد، ما نمیتونیم مقرب بکنیم، میتونیم.
But to get justice for Fatima's mother, those responsible would first need to be identified, then somehow arrested.
You've got to catch the Taliban, or you've got to catch the individuals, you've got to bring them to The Hague, and you've got to put them on trial, and you need evidence. And that evidence comes in the form of documents, it comes in the form of witness statements, and that gathering exercise for an institution that doesn't have its own police force is incredibly problematic.
The proposed investigation by the ICC would look at crimes committed from May 2003. That would cover some prisoners taken from Afghanistan to Guantanamo Bay. Many were initially held at Bagram Detention Center just outside Kabul. Campaign group Reprieve are making submissions to the ICC on behalf of 3 men.
When you look back at the kinds of things that happened to the prisoners detained in Afghanistan, in Bagram, in other secret facilities, we're seeing all manner of abuses, including Russian roulette with guns, men held in stress positions for days, doused with freezing water, attacks on their genitals, abuses that really destroy the men both physically and psychologically. And what's important to remember here is that these abuses were perpetrated at the behest of the top commanders.
American officials have described the proposed investigation in Afghanistan as unwarranted and unjustified. The United States isn't signed up to the International Criminal Court, and that's not all. A Bush-era law passed by Congress says that if any American personnel are ever sent for trial at the ICC, US authorities are allowed to use all means necessary to free them. That could, in theory, mean military action. The ICC prosecutor is also asking to investigate allegations of abuse by Afghan officials. Perhaps the most high-ranking alleged offender is General Abdul Rashid Dostum. The current vice president has been dogged by claims of human rights abuses for decades. He's currently in Turkey in de facto exile after one particularly grim allegation. In late 2016, Ahmed Ishchi, a political rival of Dostum's, says he was beaten and sodomized on his orders.
با 10 نفر گفت ایران قدر لواتت میکنین که باید مقدش پاره شوه و خون بگیره میدانه و دقیق عکسش گرفته باز برای ما بیاره. وقتی یک درد بسیار جانکا احساس کردم و یک چیغ غیر ارادی زدم. امی وقت با میل کلاشینکوف نزدیک مقعد ما را با میل کلاشینکوف پاره کرد.
Dostum refused to appear in court in Afghanistan. Ishchi believes the ICC should now step in.
14 ماه سپری میشه و هنوزم از او جنایتکار حتی یک ورق سوال نشده، به دادگاه حاضر نشده و ما از همه خاطر روز تیر شده ناامید میشیم که و شاید از او هیچگاهی حکومت علاقمند نبوده باشه که به دادخواهی او را حاضر بکنه.
Dostum denies any wrongdoing. His spokesman says Ishchi was never raped. The judges of the International Criminal Court still need to decide whether to authorize a formal investigation, let alone level charges. But this is a country where people are desperate for some kind of accountability after years of violence.